Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel Sharpen. My name's Robert Hall, and in today's video we're going to be talking about replacing a flash tube. And this entire video is done in the context of Godox X series products or Flashpoint R2 products, but just know that everything that I share today will apply to changing flash tubes on other flash products as well. So we have a busted flash tube right here. You can hear that. I'm actually shocked that I'm only replacing this right now because it was 2 years ago that this 8400 Pro fell out of the back of an Uber when we came home from WPPI, and at that point the bulb was already making like a little bit of a creak, but over time, just getting jostled around in the studio, it is definitely fully gone now. Something is shaking around in there and it doesn't make flash pulses, so it's useless to me. So now I've got a brand new flash tube. Look at how much more bright and white this one is. It's amazing how much this stuff yellows over time. But we're gonna line up the prongs and we are going to put it in there. Video over. No, I'm just kidding. There's a few other things we need to go over with this. So if you have read online at all about changing a flash tube, chances are you have seen the words, "do not touch the flash tube." And so I just want to clarify what that means on the Godox products, because as you just saw, I just touched it with my bare hands. On this light, the 8400 Pro, we have a flash tube that is actually encased inside a protective glass housing. Just touching the exterior, I am not making contact with the flash tube. The flash tube is just the bulb inside of the glass. Now, I do take care not to touch any of these prongs, and I do make sure that I'm not shoving my fingers in the hole back there and touching that tube. And if you pick up this protective glass, you are not putting your new flash tube at risk. There is no danger here whatsoever. But not every Godox product is that way. Take for instance the 8300 Pro, aka the Flashpoint Explore 300 Pro. This one, if I go to take that glass off, the bulb didn't come with it. This is a separate protective housing, glass housing. And once we remove this glass, we are left with the flash tube by itself, and we cannot grab that with our bare hands. You want to grab some type of glove, and a clean one at that, because what you're trying to avoid is the oils from your hand going onto the flash tube. That way, the next time that you use it, you turn it on, it's going to heat up those oils on the flash tube, and your flash tube is going to break. We don't want that. Also, I think I skipped this on the first time, but it's just best to remove a battery and hit the power button to dump any power that's inside of it before you do anything electrical. I didn't do it on the 400, even though I should have. And here, I'm just gonna grab on this center piece, pull it out. The whole time I'm trying not to touch the actual flash tube, instead I'm just trying to touch the base. Once you got that flash tube in, all you have to do is put the glass covering back over. If you don't have a pair of these type of gloves laying around, you could just use rubber gloves. The whole point is just to avoid the oil from your hands getting onto the glass, so anything that protects that will do the job, but the rubber gloves also protect you from the electrical aspect. I think most of us have these though. It's just like a little throw-in for like lens cleaning kits when you buy some type of photography accessory. So you probably have these lying around. I've got like a whole stack of them. Now, if we're using a AC strobe, just make sure we're not connected to the wall before we do it, but just like the 300 Pro, this QT 1200 Mark III also just has a removable glass cover, and then it's got a massive flash tube because it is a 1200 watt second flash. This is also a very similar design to the Godox AD 1200 Pro in that you've got this prong system for a protective housing. But beyond that, it is the exact same process as the 300 Pro. But this one, this is a Godox MS300, aka Flashpoint Blaze 300, and this one is actually different from some of the other ones. So on the Flashpoint Blaze 300, I'm gonna get in close here. We seemingly have 3 prongs holding this one in, but this down here just holds the tube in place. This is not part of the flash tube. Only these 2 up top here are. So the first thing we have to do is get rid of this little wire. Once we unwind that wire, we can remove the flash tube. I guess we'll just wrap that wire around, but I'm gonna make it a little bit easier for me to grab in the future. They had it tucked away on me, and I'm just gonna keep it right up front there. All right, that is how you safely change a flash tube. Just remember that if you're looking at a horseshoe or helical shaped bulb, do not touch that with your bare hands. But if that flash tube is encased inside of glass, protective glass, if it all one piece, then it is safe to touch. You can grab this with your hand. A little short list: 8600, 8600 Pro, 8400 Pro, 8200, 200 Pro. All of those have their flash tube permanently encased in glass. 8300 Pro, 8200 Pro, both of those have removable glass, and then the flash tube is behind that. AC strobes, I don't know well enough offhand, just the ones that I've shown you today. All right, if this video prevented you from blowing up a flash tube and it helped save you $100, make sure to hit that like button for me. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one.